Lads, welcome back to another Dauntless video. In my previous video we looked at what patch 1.74 had to offer. This time we are diving into the Phaelanx Behemoth in more detail and how to slay him with ease. There will be builds provided in the video near the end, so please stay tuned for them. But first thing is first guys, if you are new to the channel and like what you see, please leave this video a like as it really does help this video gain exposure. And if you like content like this, consider subscribing as we are on our way to 5k subs. Additionally, if you want to keep up with my shenanigans, hit that bell icon to stay up to date when I release future videos. Now the boring stuff is out the way, let's get right into it. When the fight does start, Phaelanx will always drop down like this. And when he does drop down, make sure you are not in his way because you will take damage straight away and you can die from it, because I have died from it. It does quite a lot of damage. He'll always start with this move as well. He'll always slam down straight away at the beginning of the fight. And he will always propel rockets at you 90% of the fight. It's quite continuous. He does this a lot. He does a back swoop like a Shrike does. He has a spinny move like a Scrave does. It's kind of like a mixture of Shrike, Scrave, which also propels rockets into the sky. That's the best way I would describe it. He also does a move like this, which kind of resembles Shroud as well. It's really weird to get a hold of his moves when you do first start fighting him, but he does have a really low stagger threshold as well, in my opinion, if you are concentrating the face. I do find it pretty difficult to hit the face if I'm using weapons like, let's say, chain blades or the pike, and to be honest, the hammer is difficult to get a hold of as well against him because he does move quite a lot. Just before he's enraged, he would do a lot of this move where fire comes out the ground, very similar to Scrave as well. When he's enraged, more than likely he will go into a ball after he's swung his wings. If you're near the edge, you will try and enter the arena, but it will keep hitting you. It is literally impossible to get back into the arena if you're on the edge, so just watch out for that. It is a bit of a pain, but luckily enough, you don't take too much damage, but there is a lot of tick damage from the fire, so just make sure you are managing the fire as best as you possibly can. These sort of explosion missiles blow up very similar to the Blaze Quill Shot, so if you are near proximity of them, they will explode and they will knock you back and you will be put under flame and you will take fire damage over time. A couple of other tells as well. This is like a move Shroud would do, where it jumps back and then it gives you the old clockwork wind up move, which Shroud does, and I'm pretty sure Scrave does and Shrike does as well. But it's pretty obvious when it's about to do this because, like I said, the wind up animation is pretty clear, so you've got adamant time to dodge, evade or counter whatever you wish to do. He does this spinny attack quite often as well, as previously mentioned. The fire missiles don't do that much damage to you in my opinion, and I think the radius of the blast isn't harsh at all, so avoiding these isn't really a problem. I think the Blaze Quill Shot quills are a lot worse. And then this laser eye move is very similar to Blaze Rizikiri, but it doesn't track you nowhere near as bad as Blaze Rizikiri, so don't worry about that. But it still does do pretty much quite a lot of damage, so just be careful and watch out for that because there isn't any real tell for when it's going to do it. It would do a lot of constant slams as you see here, and normally when it's enraged it goes into ether mode like this. You know when it's ether because it goes blue and it looks pretty dope in my opinion. I find the hitbox is pretty decent. You don't normally find yourself hitting parts which you're not going for, i.e. the same as Chronoval. I think they're pretty decent, they're not bad at all. They're pretty similar to Scrave's hitboxes or Shrouds. They're not as bad as Shrike in my opinion, and like I said, you will find yourself hitting the parts which you are normally going for. I think the only instance where you don't actually hit parts properly, I think, is with the Marksman Chamber on repeaters. There's a problem with that at the moment, I think. Maybe it's just because I've only fought it twice with repeaters at the moment, but when you use the Marksman barrel, it's really weird. It doesn't always go where I put it, or there is no indication that you've actually marked it with the Marksman Chamber. Maybe it's a bug, I'm not too sure, but I thought I'd put it out there, so just be careful when you are going for the head. There might be something wrong with the hitbox in the head, I'm not entirely sure, but I've only really found a problem when using repeaters. Just a quick example of what I meant by the Marksman Chamber. I'm pretty sure I hit the head here. It looks like I hit the bottom of the neck. Maybe the hitbox is just really small and I just missed. But as you can see, the marksman chamber's gone to its middle body, which is really weird. I see this sometimes with Stormclaw, especially this week when I'm trying the trials with repeaters. Yeah, there's something, I just think the head hitbox with repeaters, I don't know what it is, it just seems really weird. Maybe it's just me. Leave it in the comment section below if you find it weird as well, but that's just me. But yeah, that's really about it in terms of moves. There isn't much to really be wary of. There isn't like any one-hit moves which I found. I also haven't found a boopable attack. Maybe I'm killing it too fast, but I don't think that is the case because some of the fights have been past 3 minutes. So once again, leave it in the comment section below if you find the boopable attack. I have not found it at all. I really would be interested to find out if there is one, but if there isn't any boops, that's pretty interesting as well. But it is still nice to have behemoths which do have boopable attacks. And if I haven't found it, or if there isn't anyone there, I do find that pretty weird. But regardless, I think the fight itself is really, really nice. It's pretty unique. It's integrated a lot of the behemoths movesets into one. It looks pretty awesome as well. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for the actual breakdown. I'm now going to pass you through to some builds. Looking at the builds I've been used to fight the Phaelanx, to be honest, it's one build which is universal for all weapon types, with the change of 2 armor pieces if you choose to run repeaters. Also, I didn't run Pike in this video as I have plans for that weapon type in an upcoming video. But first things first, let's look at the build we have got here. For instance, if we're running the chain blades, we are running the Pangar's weapons. To be honest, you can run the Urska if you want that to get the additional with the legendary ability. The only weapon you have to run the legendary weapon variant is the repeaters, only because the cell slots is really different compared to the others. If you look here, it has a technique and a mobility, as the others all pretty much have a power and a defense cell slot. I will get to the repeaters in a second. Carrying on with the chain blades builds, we've got Berserker, Tough, Reaper's Dance, Serrated Blades. Running Iceborne, that is also universal, as so well is the Skarn Lantern. We put Catalyst in the Skarn Lantern. Got the Shroud Head with Tenacious, Rezakiri chest with Catalyst, Boreas Arms with Overpower, and then the Anasha Legs with Overpower. We're also running Frenzy, Ether Drive, and Blitz Tonics to pair up with the Catalyst. The perk summary looks like this. +6 of Catalyst, a Cunning, Overpower, Tenacious, Tough, leaving a +3 of Berserker and +3 of Weighted Strikes. It does depend though, if you're running Axe you will get Knockout King instead of Weighted Strikes. That also goes with the Hammer. But this build does work with every single weapon because I have killed the Phaelanx with this build. If you move on to the Repeaters build, it is very similar. The only change is changing the head to the Nasha head to put Toughing. Then putting the legs to Thrax and putting Berserker in there. And then in the actual legendary weapons itself, we change Tough into one prismatic cell slot and the other one to Berserker. And then we are running the Marksman Chamber, Captain's Grip, and Precision Sights. The only change this does to the other builds is that we change basically the Berserker to +6 in the repeaters and Overpower to 3, as in the other weapons there is Berserker 3 and Overpower 6. The reason why I thought this was better is just obviously because there isn't much uptime of Overpower. So I think just adjusting that and having Overpower +3 does benefit because you get more uptime on DPS with Berserker. But lads, that'll be it for this video. I hope you found this helpful, and comment down below how you are finding fighting the Phaelanx and what weapon you like to use against it. I will be covering builds based on the Phaelanx gear most probably in my next video, so stay tuned for that. But lads, I shall see you in the next video. Peace.